What's going on, world? We back with another episode of Generations of the Game. I got my guy with me as always, JP, Hoodie JP. What's going on, bro?
Hey JP, what's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? We made it to the weekend, so you know it is our favorite day of the week, Thursday night, and then the weekend. So we want to talk sports. Let's get it popping.
Absolutely. And we also have the pleasure of being joined by some of the hardest working content creators around. We have the entire cast of the Best Damn W show, starting off with the lady of the crew, known in the streets as Low Livia Pope, okay, aka Low. Lauren, what's good?
What's going on, y'all?
All right.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Of course. Then we got good brother, the second of the crew, Jay. Jay with the radio vocals. What's good, brother?
What's good, man? What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me, man.
Oh, yeah, it's our pleasure, man. And then we got friend of the show. You know what I mean? This like his 92nd time up here. Nick Andre, aka the hardest working man in the business. 10 podcasts, 12 publications. What's good?
What's good with y'all, man? It's glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be joined by my crew too.
Yes, sir.
Man, he like the James Brown of pod, man. He just be everywhere.
The hardest working man in podcasting.
Bro, all I think of is that clip of James Brown when he started standing up or in front of the mic and he all sweaty, look like he about to pass out. That's Nick when it comes to the content.
That's you, Nick.
Oh man.
Man, but without further ado, man, we could get right to it. So, we got a lot to talk about, man. We're going to start off, you know what I mean? Well, first, I want to start with the breaking news. University of Virginia head coach Tony Bennett steps down and retires weeks before the season starts. So we're going to start off with the guest with this craziness. Lauren, go ahead and get us started. What's your thoughts on Tony Bennett stepping down?
You know what? I'm not even locked in like that. However, I did see, the headline of it, and I just think it's crazy that this happens right before the season's about to start. Like, what does that mean for the team exactly? Are they just gonna promote the assistant head coach? Like, I don't know. I don't read enough about it, but I just think it's kind of messed up. You're just kind of leaving your guys hanging, So that's all I got for it.
Absolutely agree. Jay,
I don't know. Was he sick? Is he sick or something?
No, so they actually the person that put out the report followed up and said it has nothing to do with a health issue.
Oh,
we really got a problem. Like recruits and that, we got an issue. Like some kids go to them schools for the coach.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Especially a Hall of Fame coach. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So what? No, that's insane. No, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know, man. I have nothing else about that. How about you, Nick?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. My boy from Florida State, Jalen Worley, went out there just because of Tony. So it's kind of a crazy situation when you look at it. But I mean, I'm not sure the actual reason. I don't know if they came out with the actual reason why he retired. But I mean, even aside from that, a really good career. I mean, Virginia was relevant as far as one of the top contenders in the ACC. Everybody knows about that 2019 championship that they won, and they wouldn't have done it without him. So. Congrats on a great career. And I will say this, I mean, whoever they do replace him with, I don't know if it's an assistant coach. I don't know if they're going to come in with a whole nother coach to the program, but it's going to be really hard trying to fill those shoes. That's one thing I'll say.
Facts. JP, what's your thoughts here, man?
Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Tony Bennett, one of the most underrated coaches in college basketball. I mean, he got UAV a title. So you never thought you'd see the day where UAV win a title. And
no, absolutely. I still can't believe that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, 2019, exactly. Great coach, but here we go again. Everybody's talking about the players transferring and everything like that there. Oh, the players not loyal. Something needs to be done. What about the loyalty of the coach? I mean, basketball season starts less than 3 weeks. You got your roster set. These kids made a commitment to come to play for you, and you're gone. I mean, wow. But Hey, yes, he did what he had to do, and salute to him on a great career of coaching. Do I think he's going to retire for good? No, I think he'll be back. He'll get the itch to come back. So we'll see.
You think Virginia gonna bring him back?
Nah, he'll probably go someplace else. He'll
It's
probably go
just
someplace
crazy,
else.
like right now. Like, what happened? I
probably
need
be like
information
Patino.
for real, man.
So
Yeah.
the main thing that I saw, like even way before this, was that he was one of the coaches like most vocal, like he like hates NIL. And if you notice, like we seeing more and more like the older coaches just give it up altogether because they don't feel like dealing with the transfer portal, the way that it is now in the NIL.
I'll be real. That's a real thing because you talk about all the older coaches. It's hard to adjust. Even for me covering Florida State, I've talked about it like a lot of times. Leonard Hamilton having to deal with that as well, and it's part of the reason why Florida State's kind of been like kind of like at the bottom of the ACC because now it's like for instance like they lost like 6-7 transfer this year, then they had to bring in like 7-8 new guys. So it's like you got to adjust and you got to pivot and try to figure out how you can get this team back in contention, and you having to bring in new guys year in and year out. So it's difficult, honestly, and I think a lot of coaches who have been around for like decades, it's hard to adjust to that.
Yeah, I agree. Change is difficult for all, but especially when you get to a certain age, because I think I'm already reaching that age right now. So he's older than me. So, change is just hard for everybody. And when you have something as big as NIL and how, these kids are leaving after a year because they don't want to be there anymore, it's kind of hard to build a team around that. So I get it from the coach's standpoint, but I also like that the kids have the autonomy to make the decision on what they want to do. So I can see it both ways. So it's like hard, like the whole NIL conversation is hard for me because I truly do see it both ways. I can see how it would be annoying for coaches and difficult because it's hard to to build your team around it, and then the next year it's like, okay, we built our team around this one player and then they're gone. So I get both sides.
No, I definitely get the NIL part, but I think the NIL is good, but the NIL has to be the Wild Wild West right now until they can regulate it. Like, you're going to have shit like they had with the UNLV shit, with that, with the quarterback. Like, we don't know who's lying. We don't even know who's telling the truth, but you can't be accepting shit from an assistant coach no way. So that's like the Wild Wild West. So shit like that got to happen until when they can regulate shit. But it's just, this whole just back to that, like, coaches can just bounce now. So
they was accepting shit before NIL.
Yeah, like they was accepting shit now because like shit's legal, so now everybody want to have a problem with it. So it's like we know what was going on in Alabama, especially football. We know what was going on.
One of my friends used to date this guy who played for Kansas State. First day on campus, he went into his locker room, bag full of money. Come on now. It's been happening for years.
Right. Yeah. And he got a bag at Kansas State, so just imagine.
Right.
Exactly. Kansas State out of all places. It's not even
right.
The big boys like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick, Will. Since you're really heavy into men's college basketball, who do you think that Virginia should go after as far as a new head coach?
That's a tough one because nobody that you, I would say, will want is like available right now. You know what I mean? And like weeks before the season, the best thing they could do is just, give the assistant, head coach the interim title and see what he could do. And low key, I kind of wonder if it's that too. Like when we saw with, I'm blanking on her name, the coach from Iowa, Caitlin Clark's coach, how she like waited a little bit to announce her retirement, so it essentially lined it up for her number 2 to take over. I kind of wonder if it's like that because
I see what you're saying.
Off season, they could be like, "Oh, nah, we not rocking with John or whoever. We gonna get this person from the outside." Because
that's a good point. Man, as far as NIL goes and stuff, man, I'm all for player empowerment, player freedom. Especially when especially when, what I'm saying, y'all don't remember UNLV. I remember UNLV when Stacey Augman, Larry Johnson, and Jerry Tarkanian and the shit they had to go through. Just a lot of stuff. As you know, I'm a proponent, and I'm glad to see the NCAAs being torn down because it should have been torn down years ago.
Well, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Can't stand the NCAA. They're like the Trump of collegiate sports. You know, they are.
That's a clip right there.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see the NCAA system being dismantled. I really am. I mean, anywhere from Prop 48 to all the stuff, players can't. I will never forget that time when Chris Webber, they had an interview with Chris Webber, who's at Michigan, and he said, here I am. I just went to the Final Four. I go to the sports goods store. My jersey is selling. I can't even get a percentage of that money off my own jersey that I worked hard, that I did blood, sweat, and tears in.
That was a wild time.
That statement he made always stuck with me. And it was like, damn, that's deep.
Yep.
Big time. Hey, Will, I didn't know you was really big into college basketball. I got a college basketball question for you real quick.
All right.
Do you consider Michigan State? I mean, I know people do, but you consider that school a blue blood for real? Like, I feel like they don't care about national champions. Like they just want to be consistent. Like, I don't feel like I don't always look at them like a UNC, a Kentucky, and stuff like that. Do you look at them like that?
Do people consider them a blue blood?
Yes, I be hearing
some people try to make the argument. They try to make the argument.
Like when they play, who they play in the tournament? Was it Kentucky or North Carolina? They was like two blue bloods. I'm like, how?
I mean, they're one of the most successful teams, you know what I'm saying, of recent times, and like Izzo is definitely a legend, but blue blood I would say is like a stretch, like that. It's like similar people that need to be evaluated that try to argue that Gonzaga is a blue blood, and it's like, all right, man, like
y'all going too far. No, I can't ride with that. Y'all going too.
And my thing is, I thought it was always UNC, Duke, Kentucky, UCLA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Kansas. But they started throwing in Michigan State. I said, what? No.
They have a case to be a blue blood. And I'm gonna tell you why they have a case. Because they have been a model of consistency for the last 45 going on 46 years. And it started really with Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is the one that really put them. Magic Johnson, they had another player named Greg Kelser that put them on the map. I remember Michigan State. I'm old enough to remember Michigan State when I was like 7 years old.
Yeah,
they played with Larry Bird. And that was like, and it's still to this day, I think the highest rated college basketball game in history.
Wow.
Well, I know it's top 3 at least, so I see your point of view, but I like to consider them a blue blood. 2 national championships. They've been to the Final Four, I guess 7 to 8 times in the last 45 years.
No, I feel you on that because I go to bat for Coach Izzo. A lot of people don't like to give him his props. I'm like, man, that dude is
Izzo's one of the greatest coaches ever.
He can do anything. He can do a lot with nothing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say nothing just out of respect, but
you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna call him
scratch out the sandwiches. We've seen him do that before.
He don't recruit at the level of a lot of the other coaches. You know what I mean? So
nah.
Now I just wanted your opinion because I know you was that big in college basketball. So now I know. I know.
If there was any team that I would say like I just kind of let their fans have it, like it's Michigan State. Like I'm not going to shit on them.
Yeah. I don't really go too hard on them, but since you was into it, I want to let you know. I want to ask you, but Gonzaga, I'm not going with that one.
Yeah, not at all. I'm not rolling.
Gonzaga.
Y'all love that. Y'all love that.
I'm not going with that.
You know what I'm saying? With nobody in it, like y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't play nobody for it.
No, I'm good.
I said they don't really play nobody into the tournament.
Exactly. And then usually they get beat. So, in the tournament because of that. So, they don't recruit kids from the right neighborhoods.
They disappointed me in 2021. I thought they was going to go all the way.
Nick, you believe in Gonzaga, brother, please.
I was at that point, but I ain't going to lie. Baylor kicked that ass. I'll give it to them.
I was a believer too. With Suggs, they had who was that? Suggs. It was Chet Holmgren.
I don't think Chet was there yet.
No, that was the year before, right?
Yeah, that was 2021.
When they had that big foreign center, I can't remember his name.
I know exactly which one. And then when they lost to North Carolina,
that was Holmgren. I think that was Holmgren when they lost.
Damn, was he there when they played when Gonzaga made a national championship? Damn, I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Damn, no. He was on the championship team, but the year after that, he was. I think That was 2022.
Yeah, that was the year after.
2022. Yeah, they went to the Final Eight, and I think they did lose to North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, because UNC went to the championship round that year.
Yeah. They lost to, they did. Yup, because
They lost to Kansas that year.
they lost to Kansas. Yup, in 2022. Yup.
Man, that's crazy, man. We got down a rabbit hole. We talking about Gonzaga on a Thursday night, man.
No, we can keep it moving.
Hey, man, college is almost here, man. We hype.
Nah, right, bro. I'm pumped. You know, we got now we at a point in our lives where they having televised scrimmages. You know, like it's crazy. You know, and speaking of scrimmages, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even concerned with the scrimmages from the men. We got to jump around a little bit here. Now, I know y'all was tuned in to South Carolina and Memphis, man. Dawn look like she got another monster on her hands, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I missed that one the other day. They were on TV the other day?
Yeah,
they were on ESPN Plus, yeah. So,
man.
Lauren, I saw you tweeting about her, you know, a few times. Nick, Jay, I'm sure y'all know about her too. But, man, for those that don't know, man, what's the word on Joyce Edwards?
Listen, I've been talking about Joyce for the last probably 8 months. Like, I've been telling people that Dawn is doing Dawn things. Like, she's locked and reloaded. Like, she is a great leader of women, a cultural, staple. And this is the thing, right? They went undefeated last year. And I feel like a lot of people didn't talk about it enough. When you go undefeated, like when people told you wouldn't because you were rebuilding or because you lost to Leah Boston and, you know, everyone else who they lost, and to come out and literally go undefeated and people didn't really talk about it. And then even this year, as we step into the college season starting, you know, people, Nick, we're saying
don't do that. Don't do that.
We're saying that other teams were, you know, projected to be number one. And so I like to make fun of him because he pulled it back. He did, you know, he didn't double down. He reeled it back in and came back to reality. But essentially all they lost was Cardoso. And I'm saying all, like she's 6'7", right? Mm-hmm. So it is a lot. But then when you realize they are bringing the whole team back, they have another year of experience under their belt. They've been to the big dance. They won the big dance. And now they're coming back with incredible freshmen. Like Joyce Edwards, people are going to remember her name forever. Like, she is as good as advertised. She had 10 points and 10 rebounds in 10 minutes. Like,
yeah,
come on. 10 points and 10 rebounds in the first half. 10 minutes in the first half. Like, I forgot what she ended the game with. I think it was like 20 and something or something like that. But, you know, double in her first exhibition game. Honestly, the biggest problem Dawn is going to have this year is, number one, inside the paint, because they don't have Ashlyn Watkins because of her legal issues going on right now. But more importantly, the biggest issue for Dawn is finding minutes for everybody because they're so stacked. Like, Joyce is literally any other school in the world, in the country, she would be starting, but she's not going to start here because they're just so stacked. So Dawn has a good problem to have. I wouldn't want to be in that seat to have to choose who's getting minutes and what not, because you still got Mylasia Fall-Wiley, like you have Tessa, like you have so many people on that team that, you know,
and egos
start anywhere else, you know, in the country, but they chose to go there to follow Dawn. And, you know, she has clearly made a lot of these women into good pros. You see Asia winning Rookie of the Year, and we see what she's doing now. You see Leah Boston winning Rookie of the Year and just continuing to get better each year. So Tiffany Mitchell, Dawn has put great, she knows how to make these women professionals. So I get why they're going there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically what Lo was referring to, so not this past episode of our pod, but the episode before that, we had a conversation about Juju Watkins. I think it was about her getting the Nike deal, and we ended up talking about USC, and I had made a statement. I was like, man, okay, they got Juju Watkins, they got Kiki Ariafen on their team. They might be the best. Actually, I didn't say that they might. I said that they will be the best team in the country. I doubled down on it at first.
You did.
This past weekend, I went and watched the old South Carolina game, and I was like, "Hang on, I might be wrong here." So, this recent pod that we did, I had to come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. South Carolina looks good, and even that Memphis game was an indication that this is a deep team right here. Like, what stood out to me is like this team is so good defensively. Like, I was watching Raven guard 94 feet, like Malaysia for Wiley, active with her hands, being able to strip the basketball, get steals and everything. And then you talk about Joyce Edwards too. Like, I'll be real, like I think Joyce Edwards, when her career is said and done, she can put her name next to Asia and Aaliyah as like one of the top bigs in the Dawn Staley era. I think that she's just that spectacular. I mean, Lowe talked about it: 10 points, 10 rebounds in the first half was just pretty really remarkable. And I think she's only going to get better, as the season does progress, and as she gets accustomed to the college game. So I'll be real, man. Right now South Carolina is a team to beat. I know that they may not have the star power like other teams have, but right now, this is definitely, the number one team in the country, and I gotta double down on that now.
I remember
it's never too late, brother.
I saw Joyce Edwards.
I saw this game. I'm so sorry.
I saw Joyce Edwards. I saw Joyce Edwards in the USA versus the World Games last year when she was in high school.
Yeah.
And she was phenomenal. She and I said, Dawn is just going to reload. That's all she did. And she, like you said, she only lost Cardozo. She has everybody back. It's good. I'm gonna tell you something. USC is going to be tough too now. They got the girl from Stanford. They got Juju. They added some too. It's women's college basketball. I can't wait for it this year. It's going to be. It was great last year. And it's going to be great this year. Notre Dame gets their I forget the other guard. She's going to be in the back. They're going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great year this year for college basketball, definitely.
Also, note, man, Texas is in the SEC now, man. They just made that conference a lot stronger. And on top of that, I saw something today. I want to say Roy Harmon's back too. So
yep, she tweeted today that she back.
Yep.
I told Nick the other day. I mean, Texas and Notre Dame are gonna have the best backcourts in my opinion this season. Like they just have like Hannah and Olivia Miles. I can't wait to see. Like I've been waiting for this. Like ever since Olivia, said that she wasn't playing last year. I was like, damn, now we got to wait a whole nother season to see them play. So I'm interested to see their dynamic on the court. Some people don't think it's going to work because they're both ball dominant. So I'm interested to see who Niele moves to the 2 and lets them kind of play that role more. And then, with Texas, you still have Maddie Booker and Rory. So it's like they're going to be good. They're going to be solid too. So it's going to be, like you said, JP, it's going to be a very, very good season, man. Very, very good season for the women.
Bro,
let me ask you this real quick, Lo. So where you rank Paige and AZ as a backcourt this year?
Well, I got to see her stay healthy, so I don't rank them anywhere. I got to see her play more than 10 games. Like I got to see, But if she can stay healthy, I would say probably within the top 5 to 10 for sure.
But yeah, that's fair. That's a fair range, Nick, because it's like loaded out there, bro.
It is loaded.
Notre Dame, they number one for me because I'm biased. They got 2 New Jersey guards, so they up there. You know what I'm saying? But man, bro. So who, like, I know what the AP poll is and all that, but who's your top 5 teams this year, man?
South Carolina.
My bad. Go ahead, Nick. And then we.
My bad. Okay, I'll go South Carolina, USC, Texas, UConn, and I'll say Notre Dame. I'll put them up there.
I would say the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna throw an honorable mention in there and say UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. But they still have Kiki Rice. They still have Lauren Betts. They still have. They're bringing everyone pretty much back except Charisma Osborne, and they sign people in the portal as well. So
they also got that one girl. I keep forgetting her name.
Yeah,
what was it?
From like New Zealand or whatever.
Yeah, Janiyah Barker. Yeah,
they got Janiyah and the girl from Washington State.
Right, so they're gonna be solid this year. Like they reloaded as well. So I wanted to put them in the in that conversation as well. They could easily be in the Final Four in Tampa.
Yeah, and they got like the most physically imposing league in the country right now.
I mean, she's unstoppable. And she was only a sophomore last year, so more experience, especially getting as far as they did in the tournament. Like that's just gonna help her get better.
Yep, and I think they got her sister this year. So
Oh damn! I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Their whole family.
Okay, so they're ready then. Yeah, they're ready. They're definitely gonna make some noise for sure.
It's just hard to score on her though. Like I'm even thinking about some games last year where teams will try to take her out of the paint, and it's like, I mean, you can't. I mean, she may not be quick, but it's like you can't blow past her because I mean, she's got too much size.
Yep.
So
But that's the thing. Like UCLA should have never lost. They literally were not. They weren't giving her the ball. I'm like, you have the biggest person on the floor, and she had like limited, like maybe less than 5 touches. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. Like let's go back to practice and learn how to do a post entry pass. Like that is ridiculous.
So before we get Jay's top 5, I gotta ask a question, man. Lo, man, when we get you into coaching?
Never. I don't have the patience. I used to coach high school basketball, and like the kids are just different than how I grew up. Like my coaches could literally grab me and curse me out, and it would make me fired up. Like I would want to play harder. These kids, they telling their parents, I don't got time for that. Like, no, I don't got time for that. So
understandable.
Yeah, I don't got the patience.
What high school did you coach at?
Long Reach. It's in Columbia, Maryland.
Okay.
All right, Jay. The spotlight's on you, brother. What's your top 5?
Well, listen, man. I ain't thinking about this. I'm definitely going with Knicks top 5. But I'm gonna ask you this though. I'm asking this though, man. I've been seeing last shit on Twitter. How do y'all feel about LSU going into this season?
They're going to be good. I think they're definitely top 10. I don't know if they're Final Four bound. I think I'll have to see a little bit more. I mean, obviously this is a big year for them, especially a year after Angel Reese leaves. But they still have players like obviously Flage. I think that she'll take a leap in her junior year. They still got Anissa Morrow. She's going to be good. Michaela Williams the same way. I don't know what their depth looks like, and I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest question marks. But I mean, just that talent alone that I mentioned. I mean, I think LSU could still be top 10 in the country.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
They hit the portal, but I got to see how the pieces fit. I'm not familiar enough with the pieces, but I think they'll be relevant. They'll be good. But the teams that was being discussed in like that top 5, 6 range, they brought so much back and added like between the recruiting trail and the portal that I just don't, unless I see otherwise, like I don't see LSU, like for example, like really rivaling like South Carolina, or USC or any of them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just think because a lot of people are saying like, yeah, they can make it to the Final Four, and I'm like, in what world? This isn't last year.
Yeah, that's right.
This isn't last year. Like they lost. Right. They what? Like what are we talking about? They're not. No, they're not going to the Final Four. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been seeing people say that. I'm like, I know I ain't all the way tuned. Yeah. Like I know I'm not all the way tuned in. I'm like, I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if they're gonna be making it to the Final Four. I know y'all would know.
I need them to struggle. I need them to struggle so we can get Moki out of there. I'm tired of her dressing like a bird. You know what I mean?
I don't know if she's getting out there anytime soon. Especially, I mean, they just won a championship a couple of years ago, so
yeah,
she might be there for a minute.
Man, they definitely tried.
She's like, Kim Mulkey to me is a great coach, but I still have a problem with how she handled that whole Brittany Griner thing. That's my biggest issue with her, because Brittany Griner brought you to prominence. She reminds me. She's like the Dabo Sweeney of women's college sports.
Yes, I don't like that.
Sweeney at all. I don't understand how black. And I'm not saying this with Kim Mulkey because she's not the same, I think, as Dabo. But I don't understand how black players actually go to Clemson and play for Dabo Sweeney. I know he's a great coach, but his views and everything, I just don't understand it. And it's one thing to be private about it, but he is actually loud about it. And that's my biggest issue with Dabo.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nah.
Also, if we keeping it a buck, Kim Mulkey was like fucking up last year in the final. Like when they played against Iowa, she just let Haley Van Lith literally let her get cooked for 37 minutes.
Yep.
Like, and she was sick too. Right, your best perimeter defender in Flage. Like, I get it. You don't want her to get in foul trouble, but you also don't want Caitlin to go off either, right? So you gotta pick one. And even if she said, hey, the first half we're gonna do Haley, the second half we're gonna do Flage. Like, she literally had Flage starting to guard Caitlin with 3 minutes left in the game. Sister, the game is over. Like, y'all were involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that really pissed me off with her. I'm like, I don't know if she was punishing her for playing like shit all year, so she was just like, you about to get cooked in 4K, or if like that was the best game plan that she had, because there's no way that was the best game plan. Like, you didn't even send like a delayed double. Like, you didn't do anything. You were just letting her get cooked for 37 minutes. Like, crazy.
If that was a punishment, that's the dumbest punishment in the world, because your whole team. But the whole thing with Haley was just like a mistake, you know. Like, I'm not saying she can't play, but she's not a point guard.
She got caught on, she got too much caught into the hype of LSU. I mean, I ain't saying Louisville was perfect, but I feel like, you know, that was where she really thrived at, and I think her going to LSU, like, she wasn't utilized correctly. Yeah.
I mean, I think going to TCU or something like that is a good spot for her to kind of get her confidence back.
I think she make it to the league.
Yeah, I think so.
I think she'll get there.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. I think she'll stay in the league.
To me, she's a good EuroLeague scorer.
I can't. It's a little bit of feedback. I can't hear.
Oh, I said I think she's a good EuroLeague scorer. Like, if we're being honest, I don't see her being able to create advantages in the WNBA like she did in college.
And she's small.
A solid role player.
She's short too. How tall is she?
Yeah.
She's like 5'8".
You got to be like 5'7" or something like
that. Yeah, she's small. She's little. So she already a disadvantage there too.
Going up against big bodyguards like Chelsea Gray. Good luck, sister.
Yeah,
good luck, girl. Because you going against
they're gonna call post ups all day.
That's what they
call her. Big body is even funnier because it's Chelsea.
Bro, tell me, listen, as the guard myself, if Chelsea covered it, I ain't taking that charge, bro.
Yeah.
No, she got that bucket. She got that bucket.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit.
Man, but so we're gonna talking about women's basketball is college basketball, perfect segue. It's been a historic season, based on the statistics, the numbers as far as viewership and everything. So before we talk about the finals, I just want to hear from y'all, man, just your overall thoughts and feelings on, this season. And there's been a lot going on. So we're going to start with you, Lo, and work our way through.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, it's bittersweet, right? It's like, I've been watching the WNBA since 97. I was 7 years old then. I remember going to the games as a little girl and just really, just have loved this game forever. Will knows we're in the same group chat. I used to talk about the WNBA and they would literally be like, nobody want to hear about that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people because Will respects basketball of all kinds. Like, he wasn't the one saying that, but we do have some people in our group chat that was not, they was not messing with the WNBA, and that's fine. If that's not what you like, that's not what you like. I'm questioning people's basketball knowledge if you don't like the WNBA, because it's the purest form of basketball. All the women has fundamentals. But moving forward, so I love that these women are getting the notoriety that they deserve. I love that they were able to get private flights, because that was one thing I was bitching about for the 28 years that it's been in conception. So, like, I'm glad that they're getting all these things, but the racist shit that's coming with it is like, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the thing, the worst argument that I hear is it happens in every sport. It happens in every league. But just because it happens in every league, does that mean it's okay? Does it mean it's appropriate? Does it mean that we're supposed to just be like, okay, well, nothing's wrong with it? I think people also forget that the WNBA is the leader in leagues in regards to like standing up for social injustice. They were the first people that had those Breonna, say her name, Breonna Taylor shirts on. Like, they're always in the forefront of social issues. So when you're a league that's always in the forefront of social issues, and then you have this one particular player that comes and people feel attracted to her because they can spew racist narratives, that's problematic. And then when you have your commissioner go on national TV and tell people, a league that has more than 85% Black women, and literally when he asks you, the guy gave her a layup, a layup to answer the question, like asked her, basically, what are you going to do about the racism? Like, how do you handle it? And her answer being, rivalries are good for the sport. Like, that's just, to me, is just so disappointing when people are being followed home, when people's families are being heckled in the hotel lobbies, when people are getting death threats, when people are finding Cheryl Swoop's personal number and calling her and threatening her. Like, this is not just trolling, this is not just social media, like, this is dangerous. And these women don't make as much as the men. So when people say, oh, get security on a $70,000 salary, like, what kind of security you getting? Your uncle? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it's just been a very interesting space, because I'm glad that the league is doing as well as it's doing. I think I read something today that said Game 3 was the most watched finals game in the history of the WNBA. Peaked at 2 million people watching it. So, like, we're moving in the right directions. I just don't like the casual fans that have joined the party. Jay?
Well said, Lo. Well said. Yeah. Everything you saying, like, I've been watching this shit forever. Like, I've been loving women hoops. And I just hate the fact that, like, all the racist shit came in here, and the prices, like, I get, like, people are excited, but the prices have changed. It was like the last family thing to go to for cheap. Like, that's the last thing I could actually take my family to for cheap. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can still take them there, but it's not going to be the same price. Right. So it's like, I hate that. And then you got a bunch of people who just come in just to hate. People are still trying to hate on it. Like, it was still a fun season because we had a lot of eyes on it. But it's like, it was some parts in the season I was like, man, I wish I wouldn't even tell nobody to come watch this shit.
Right. We was letting grow the game, and damn, should we have been?
Right. Like, it was like, what the fuck? Like, why is this even happening? Like, it's just, but it was still a fun season. It's a fun finals. Like, we still argue with people. Like, people are saying, like, why they having the finals on a Sunday or when football is going on, man? People are still watching this shit. Like, Lo was there on Sunday. Like, it was packed. Brooklyn was jumping.
18,000 plus. Sold out.
You know what I'm saying? Last Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And it was other games going on in New York. Like, it wasn't like it was just them. So people came out. So it's like the sport has grown. I guess when things grow, you're going to get, like, stupid shit. But it's just unfortunate, the stupidness that came with, like, the racist stuff is just too much. And security for the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, they need more security. And like you said, on $70,000, 74. Come on now. That's probably pre-tax. Like,
oh, that's true. I think about that. That's true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So like, Rakia, you live in LA, girl. That thing getting taxed.
You could be homeless with that salary. Good Lord.
You know what I'm saying? She got 80,000. She probably taking home 58.
Max.
So it's like there is no private security. Everybody is not Angel Reese and Kaylin getting hella endorsements and hella upfront money to save here and do that there. So it's like, it's just, that's the unfortunate part. And people try to, and I wish, like, the nasty journalism that came from it was made even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, even putting, like, their salaries out there, like, even though it is out there, but putting it out there and framing it away like they don't know how to do stuff with their money. They just it is nasty journalism, everything when it comes, but it's only with the black players with the nasty journalism. So it's like, or they try to frame the white players a certain way. So that's the one thing I do hate. You know, the journalism in sports have became this way, but in a W, it just like became the worst. Like, it's just unbearable some days. Like, these two would put it in the group chat. I'd be like, man, I wish I don't even see this shit. Like, it'd be all day long. Like, it's just unbearable. The shit them two get from people is just be all day. Like, they
got. You know how many times I've been called a nigger this season? Yeah. Like, endlessly. I'm just like, damn, that's like my middle name now.
Yeah, like, these two have been going through it all season long. Like, it's bad. So that's the one thing I do hate from it. But it's been a great season. We've got some great hoops, though. That's the one thing. Like, we've got great hoops that we haven't seen before. So it's like, and it's going to just keep getting better and better. So hopefully, it just means that all the fuck with it like that. My bad, I'm just cussing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be on your vibe, bro. I'm just.
Oh, you good, bro?
All right.
Jay feel at home.
Well, I just got the going. Go ahead, Nick, man. Go ahead, bro.
Nah. But I mean, I agree with both of them. I mean, I can't say I've been watching the league since '97, but I mean, what I can tell you is that I'll be running, even aside from all the BS that's taking place. I mean, this was a really good season. I mean, when you talk about, like, the rookie class, like, people could say that it's the greatest or the second greatest or whatever it was, but they definitely made an impact. Caitlin Clark winning Rookie of the Year, Angel Reese setting a record for most double doubles, even setting a rebounding record before Asia Wilson ended up taking it. Even like Kia Jackson, yeah, exactly. Kia Jackson, what she was able to do in LA, and even players like JC Sheldon out in Dallas, Malia Edwards, and what she was able to do out in DC. So the rookie class was just super spectacular. We could talk about how, I mean, I know that her team got eliminated, but the greatness of Asia Wilson and her being unanimous MVP, leading the league in scoring. I think it was most points average, in W history, scoring 1,000 points, during the season. That was just super incredible. And then other things as well. I mean, obviously, like teams like the Indiana Fever, coming into their own, as a young team. You look at obviously New York right now competing for a championship, Minnesota, coming onto the scene, and getting to the finals and everything. So even aside from like all the racist BS and all the crazy stuff that that we've all went through and everything, I mean, I'll be real. I mean, as far as what I've seen, as far as the product on the floor, it's been incredible basketball. So I can't complain.
Man, let me tell you.
Real quick,
Let me tell you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Now go ahead.
I was going to put Nick on the spot. The best finals ever right now.
It's up there. My personal favorite, I tweeted that earlier. My personal favorite is 2016. But
I agree.
This might have
2016 was a time. But depending on how this one finishes, this could possibly be the best finals I've ever.
It could be.
Yeah.
Man, shit, real quick, my favorites went only because the Sky won and I'm from here. Like the play was lit, the game was lit, so that's good.
Especially because they went 500 too. Like they weren't dominant all season.
Yeah.
They went 500 to go win a championship. That's crazy.
But what's so crazy? Like it's crazy to think though. Like I've been enjoying this finals, but I'm gonna just be real with y'all, man. Like I miss watching Asia in the finals. Like it feels weird not having Asia in there for some reason, man. I mean, even though these finals have been good, but it just feels weird not having Asia in there.
That's the best in the world.
She needed a break, man. As hard as it was to see her lose, man, she deserved a break.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. Where y'all broke this down, it's like we had a 2-foot-long cheesesteak, and you just left a little piece for me to even nibble on. Because y'all were so perfect with y'all's breakdowns that there's really for me to even say. I agree with every single point everybody made. Asia Wilson, not only did she have one of the best years in WNBA history, the best year we've ever seen from a player in WNBA history, but in professional basketball history, the way she played this year.
Say that louder.
It was phenomenal. She had a phenomenal year. I'm glad to see women's basketball taking off the way it is. Because Lo, like you said, and I've been saying this for a long time, I've been saying this for years, Brittany Griner is the best post player in basketball. The way you play the post, when Brittany Griner was in her prime, that's the way you play the low post. As you said, fundamentals.
You said she's the best post player of all time?
No, not of all time, but in her era. The best post, the way she plays, it reminds you of old school, the way, like a Kareem would play. Wilt was ahead of my time. I've seen video of Wilt Chamberlain or, the great Shaq or somebody there, the great centers that Olajuwon, the great centers that we've seen. That's how I compare her post game to in her prime. The fundamentals of the women's game is amazing. And the game is played is amazing. I'm glad to see women's sports take off, period. Because I'm also a huge track and field fan. And I'm happy to see the track and field sport of track and field take off the way it did. And you got Sydney McLaughlin-Laverne. It's like I've said this on the podcast. Will can tell you this. I know I'm going a little bit off topic. We're talking about women's sports. Sydney McLaughlin-Laverne, to me, is the greatest talent that track and field has ever seen, whether you talk about men or women, because she could do so many events and be great at it. And I think right now it's just a golden era of women's sports. And
who I think is coming after her? Gabby on the track and field side. I think
Gabby had a great. Yeah, Gabby's great.
Gabby is going to be trying to catch her as one like the.
Gabby's great. Shikari is great. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, but Sydney McLaughlin-Laverne, man, she's the greatest talent I've ever seen in track and field, men or women. You know.
Oh, facts. So
also, real quick, I want to get y'all thoughts on this, JP and Will. So people were mad at me because I tweeted that Asia has had the best 7 years starting, like the best career starting point of her career. So this is her 7th year. So in those seven years, I said Asia has had the best career in basketball history, and people were pissed, right? Like, so I said, prove me wrong. The only person that comes close is Bill Russell. When we really look at what's happening in the first 7 years, like LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, when you look at her statistics, when you look at her accolades, like 3-time MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, 2-time Olympian player. I mean, she won the MVP in the Olympics, Rookie of the Year, broke the rebounding single season record this year, broke the scoring record this year. Like, she's just entering her prime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the scariest part about it. Like, she's literally going to continue to get better and better and better. And then this year we saw her, tool up and add the 3-point. The 3-point is her game. So I expect next year for her to be hitting at a higher clip. She shot well from 3, but she didn't shoot a ton. She shot more than she did the previous year. But I don't know. Like, I really like when you think about it, 2 championships as well. I forgot that part. But like, you guys are basketball heads. So who would you say in the first 7 years has a better resume than her?
I can't anybody personally. Like, maybe they could pull somebody out, but
You know what? I was getting ready to have a rebuttal until you broke her totality of her whole 7-year career so far.
I'm telling you, it's special.
Like you said, Bill Russell. Now we talk about scoring and rebounding. We're talking about Wilt, of course, but right. Wilt didn't win until 10 years into his career, 9 or 10 years into his career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jordan didn't win until 8,
7 or 8, one of them years.
7, 8, something like that.
6 years. I think it was 6.
84, 91, 7 years.
7 years.
Kobe did win in the beginning, but it was also different because even if you look at he was never a 3, and this is my favorite. Kobe's my favorite player. He was never a 3-time MVP. You know what I'm saying? He only got one of those things. So,
she has a case. She has a very maybe I'm not gonna throw another name out there. Maybe Maya Moore. What did Maya Moore do her first 7 years? Because I know she didn't play that long.
She didn't. So she has what?
4 rings.
Nick, yeah, she got 4 rings. But Maya doesn't have any Defensive Player of the Years, does she?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
she got 1
Defensive Player of the Years,
4 chips.
And her whole starting 5 is all of Fame.
They're all Hall of Famers, or will be. And then Money Moan just got inducted, so they'll all probably be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, she only had 2 all defensive, but she never got
Defensive Player of the Year. And if we really keep it a buck, okay, Asia got 3 MVP. She really should have 4 in the last 7 years.
And that's what I was going to say.
Last year.
That's unprecedented shit right there. That's unprecedented shit right there.
Yeah.
So, look, let me ask you. So, I'm not trying to knock Fee, right? But in my opinion, it should be 4 MVPs and 3 Defensive Players of the Year.
I agree.
So,
I agree. But one thing I will say is Fee has shown me a lot this series. She has made me see, I finally was okay, now I can see why they possibly gave it to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think Asia's defense is just, I like to say louder. It's just more demonstrative, I guess. It's just, you just see it more. She's swatting the ball into the stands, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you just see it more, in my opinion. But when you think about Fee, she's only 6'1", and she battling Asia that's 6'4", 6'5", Stewie that's 6'5", that has a 7'1" wingspan. So you got to respect that she's down there undersized and just battling. You know what I'm saying? So before this series, I was like, hell no, they robbed Asia. But I will say this series has definitely opened my eyes because she was out there blocking Stewie. She's blocking.
Man, and she's so smart. Her IQ on defense.
And then they said yesterday on the broadcast, they said that she had 24 tie-ups so far in the playoffs, which is the most tie-ups ever. So you have to have active hands if you're tying the ball up to get a jump ball. Like you have to be playing defense. You have to have active hands. You have to be in the right position. So that just shows you like
is insane.
Yeah, she's really doing it on the defensive end, low key. I'm not gonna hold you. She is.
She definitely is.
I still think Asia got snubbed, but that's just me.
I mean, I'm not saying she didn't.
No,
but
I got snubbed. But I see what they were talking about.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see. I was like, there's no way she's in the same conversation, but I can see why they're in the same conversation.
Yeah, this series definitely showed me that. This series right here for sure showed me that. Why people had the argument they had.
Yeah,
I feel like they looked at the year she had and they like, well, shit, we can't give her MVP. We gotta give her something. Like,
but she's stepping. Asia is also stepping into like her LeBron era where she's winning so much that people are not going to like that anymore. Like, so the voters are going to get voters fatigue. They're going to stop voting for her because honestly, Asia's 28 years old.
Yep.
She's just entering her prime. If we're keeping it a buck, she can literally, she's at 3 right now. She can end with 6 low key, but I think that 6 MVPs, but I think that they won't do it just because they'll get tired of voting for her. And they're tired of just the same thing. So I don't know if she'll get another one because people were questioning whether she should be the MVP or not. She had the best season we've ever seen in the league. So I'm like, why is it even a debate? Like,
listen, you're absolutely right. And then they itching to give Caitlin one. So that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, they gave her first team if we keeping it a buck.
Yep.
She had a good season, great 14 last games, but I'd like to see the totality of the season. What were you doing in them first 10 to 12 games when you was averaging 7 turnovers? Like, where were you on the defensive end? Like, first team for me, you got to play on both ends of the floor. Like, everybody on that first team, Asia can play defense, Stewie can play defense, Fee can play defense, AT can play defense. The only person on there that plays 0 defense is Caitlin. She should have been on second team.
Man, no, they not gonna like that low.
They was already calling me all type of names yesterday when I tweeted it. Oh well, it's muted.
I can't wait.
I pray I see the day when y'all get media votes, bro, because I know y'all gonna keep it a buck.
And I'm telling everybody who I vote for and what.
Man, hell yeah. So, we kind of talked about the season as a whole. I guess my wrap up is just I know it was a short-lived rookie season for her, but Cameron Brink was refreshing as well as part of that rookie class, showing what she could do offensively and as a rim protector. And then, the OG reminding the world who she is, Tina Charles, man, making history, with her scoring, her rebounding, hitting, the top of a leaderboard is hard work, but passing Sylvia Fowles in anything, man, God bless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Lo, you talk about casuals. Most people that name, it doesn't hold that's another name that doesn't hold the weight that it should for some people. But, Tina Charles has been great for a long time, and I'm glad to still see her playing at a high level. I was ecstatic to see that Ryan Howard actually got some help, besides Alicia Gray. So,
what's crazy about Tina? What's crazy about Tina Charles?
What's that?
Is she might, if you look at it, she comes from a high school program, Christ the King, out of New York City, out of Queens. They had her, Sue Bird, Shamika Holdsclaw, all came out of Christ the King. Mm-hmm. They're still a basketball powerhouse. They might actually have the greatest high school program maybe in history of high school basketball.
That's a heavy right there.
Especially about high school girls. I mean,
Christ the King is definitely up there, top 5 for
the those are 3 Hall of Fame type of players that came out of that high school, and not too many high schools have Hall of Fame players like that.
Right. Shamika, she's not in there. She deserves to be in there.
Yeah.
Let's give her Rebecca Lobo's spot because she doesn't deserve to be in there. But she averaged 6 points every day. Like, you in the Hall of Fame for it. Like, because you went undefeated in college. Okay. I'm not saying that's a small feat, but she was supposed to be this great white hope that was supposed to come in and save the WNBA and then average a whopping 6 points, but made the Hall of Fame. Whereas Shamika Holtzclaw has multiple rings from Tennessee, averaged 20 plus points throughout her career, was the first player that I saw that was like a point forward from a women's standpoint. And so she's done so much and didn't make, like, to me, it just doesn't make, I know why she didn't because of the mental stuff that was going on. But bro, people, come on, we gotta have grace. Like, we gotta have grace. Like, she's working on things, she's working with, she's a big advocate for mental health right now and stuff like that. But before I hand it back to you, Will, I wanted to say, I'm glad you brought up Tina Charles because she's not talked about enough. She's not appreciated enough in this league. Like, quiet as it's kept, Tina Charles is the second all-time leading scorer and the second all-time leading rebounder. And a lot of people don't know that in the history of the WNBA. And a lot of people don't know that.
Hall of Fame career.
One of the greatest ever played.
For sure.
We don't do real research anymore.
All right, on to the final. So, the fact, like, I'm glad you got to go to a game live. I know that environment had to be crazy, though. So, tell us how that went down.
Nah, man, Barclays was live. Even outside the stadium, like, everyone was just having a great time. Like, the fans really showed up and showed out. I had a great time. The food was trash, but I had a great time. You know me. I'm always keeping it real. The food was kind of janky, but it was a great experience. And like I said, since I've been watching so long, it kind of reminded me of like 97, 98 when these games really would be sold out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would look around the stadiums and the games would be completely sold out. So great feeling. But to kind of catapult into game 3, to me, game 3 was like game 1, but reverse. So instead of the Liberty, going on this, being up 17 points, Minnesota was at 15 points, I think, at the max, and ended up like just smoking the whole thing. Like,
smoking it.
Like, this is such a demoralizing loss. I mean, it's just like, you're at the crib, you're up 15. Like, but to be honest with you, 2 things that stuck out to me. Number one, New York has 7 turnovers in the first quarter. Like, how do you not win a game when they do that? That's number one. But also, a lot of people aren't talking about Niara Sabally. To me, she changed the game. I know Stewie went nuts, 30 and I think 10. And I know Sabrina hit the game winner. She hit 2 big threes in the game. But Niara Sabally, to me, was the energy that they needed, because in the first quarter, I think it was maybe the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, Sandy put her in. And she just gave them energy, and slowly they just start chipping. And I'm like, bro, they're going to come back. Like, in the third quarter, I was like, they're going to come back and win this game, because I just saw them slowly chipping away at the lead. And then when Fee hit that last, made her move and then went to the free throw line, it was too much time left. And I tweeted that. I said 16 seconds is a lot of time for all them good players on the other end of the floor. I said 16 seconds is too much. She should have ran a little bit more time off the clock to not give them that good of a look. And then, Sabrina, a spawn of Kobe, ice in her veins,
She snatched them ankles, boy.
I mean, what?
She did.
But also, like, a hell of a shot. But what a ballsy shot! Like, you shot for what? What was that? 30 feet? So
that cross got her so wide open.
28 feet.
What a ballsy shot, bro! Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the game tie, what a ballsy shot.
Yeah, that was a hell of a shot. It's that you look like a jackass, but hitting that thing, you
right? Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I mean, I agree with everything Lo said. I mean, I can definitely say that this is probably one of the more exciting finals that we watched. I mean, hell, even like the thriller in game 1, that one going into overtime, and even this game 3 is kind of insane how both teams blew leads on their home floor and they ended up losing the games, which is insane. But give credit to New York, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just for showing that resiliency and just being able to come back in the game. I mean, we mentioned Stewie had a really strong performance. Sabrina, hitting that game-winning shot. Lo talked about Niara Sabally. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that was definitely one of the biggest keys heading into the series is the role players and who was going to step up. Lo talked about Niara Sabally. I can even talk about Leonie Febish, her shooting and everything, how that's been able to provide a spark. Other players as well. I mean, Slu's played pretty well for like most of the playoffs. So to me, it was always going to come down to the supporting cast. Now, I'm really interested to see what adjustments Minnesota does make going into Game 4. I think Fee has to be phenomenal because I don't think Fee has Fee. It's crazy because Fee had a great first 2 rounds, but I feel like we haven't had like that dominant performance from Fee yet in this series. Like, I mean, yes, she had the game winner in Game 1, which was big, but Game 2 she was in foul trouble, and then even Game 3, she was missing a lot of good looks in my opinion. So they're gonna need they're definitely gonna need great production from their best player. And then of course, the supporting cast as well has to continue to step up. I mean, Kayla McBride got off to a hot start, in Game 3. They're gonna need more production out of Bridget Carlton, and then of course, other players as well. So Game 4 is gonna be really interesting. If you're Minnesota, you don't want New York to close out this series on your home floor. You want to possibly try to extend it to a Game 5, but even if it does go to Game 5, I mean, I'll be real. I initially picked Lynx in 4. And I'm not changing my pick whatsoever. I'm still picking the Lynx to win this series. But I'll be real. I mean, I think New York got them on their heels right now. It's gonna be really interesting.
Just give us a Game 5 at this point now.
They have
I
to
just want to go to 5 so I can go to it.
Yeah. We need you there in the building. I need you there for that. Yes. Yeah. Give us Game 5.
I really don't care who wins. I just want to see competitive basketball.
Lo gonna be in the locker room with the champagne.
Oh my God, Brooklyn gonna be insane if they win that Game 5.
I'm gonna be acting like I was a New York fan the whole time. Like, what's up, Ellie?
Find herself a jersey and everything.
Facts.
Oh my God.
Facts. And they gave me well, they didn't give it to me. I kind of stole the shirt when I not stole, but I took a shirt when I was there. So yeah, I'm gonna put that on if they win. Be in the locker. What up?
Well, we outside. You heard?
Right.
Brooklyn gonna be lit. It's gonna be super lit.
I agree. Brooklyn is so. If it goes to a Game 5, I'm staying in. I'm going to stay in New York that night.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to. Ain't no way you get back home.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
I'm
Jay, what's
jealous
your
now. Say what now?
I said, what's your thoughts, man, on the final so far?
Man, it's basically the same thing. Like both teams really just smoked one on their home floor. So at this point, and like Nick said, the Lynx do have. They're kind of like they're back against the corner and against the wall now at this point because they just really smoked. Now they would have just lost it straight up. I don't think it'd have been that bad, but just to lose that way, and and then Nick said in the group chat like. And both of them did about the 16 seconds, and it definitely backfired on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like now it's just, and Fee hasn't went off yet, so hopefully Fee does go crazy and we get that Game 5 because they're gonna need that. Because
I think the length is bothering her. Is that why she's not playing well?
Absolutely.
I think that's definitely an issue.
New York's been stifling defensively. I got to give it to them.
They've stepped it up. I will agree with that. This is the best defense I've seen them play all season.
Yeah, like every move she has, like they have a counter to stop it. Like every time she try to go up and under, they be like right there. So it's like she has to fade away. It's hard for her to just rise up over them.
But then also Stewie knows her moves because they were teammates.
Yeah.
Facts.
And then I mean we also talked about it too. Like it's kind of like the same formula that they had on Asia in the last series.
Mm-hmm. And then you got freaking John Quell providing help side. Like it's a tough match.
Yeah,
it is. Length does matter. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I don't. Nah. No, you're not gonna get me, buddy. We can move this along now. We can keep it moving.
I was going to say, I was going to tell Will, send me that clip.
Keep that going.
I'm gonna
move it along, Will. Move it on.
But real quick. Let me ask you this: so, if New York does close it out, who we think getting Finals MVP? It's tough to me.
To me, it should be.
They've been getting a lot from everybody, though.
They're gonna give it to Stewie.
It should be Stewie because of the two-way impact that she has. But
yeah, them 7 steals one game. Then even last game, she scored like 12 straight points.
Yep, the blocks.
Yeah, 30 and 10. So yeah, it's gonna be her.
I think she had 4 blocks. Stewie's been playing good.
Bro, they want Sabrina to be the face of that team so bad, but Stewie's still like a top 2 player in the world. Like it is crazy. Like,
and I feel like Sabrina hasn't got her respect this year. Like I feel like she should have.
She's been really good.
She's been on a revenge tour. I'll give her that.
She definitely should have been first
Oh,
team.
She
that's
should have
sure.
been.
And Sabrina competing on defense. She was not moving them feet out there last year. She was getting cooked. Like they were literally targeting her. Like whoever had her, oh, we're going to the basket. We're cooking you. Like this year, you can't do that. She's sliding her feet. She's getting her hand on the ball. She's in the passing lanes. Like stupid. I mean, Sabrina is really playing some solid defense. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know who she worked with, but I like that was a major improvement, from one season to this season. Like that is crazy.
But you know what she said? She said that this is the first season where she had the first off season where she hasn't been injured. So she got to fully train the whole off season.
That's major too.
Her game, because if you think about it, she's finishing at the rim better. She added a floater. Last year, she didn't really have a floater like that. Like, so she added different things to her game this off season, and she clearly did some lateral things because she's out there really moving her feet for sure.
Yep.
One thing I realized too, Sabrina threes are some killers, man. Like those are like them type of threes that'll like rip your heart out, man. Like, I'm thinking about obviously that game winning three, but even like a couple threes that she made in that Aces series, it's like damn, like you can't recover.
Bro, she is. Let her keep shooting.
Yeah,
good things will happen.
Daggers, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a huge Sabrina fan, and it wasn't her fault. It was the WNBA's fault because they championed her before she actually won anything or before she actually even did anything in the league.
Someone we know,
right?
Right. Just sports in general now, I feel.
Right. So the Sabrina now, the way she's playing now is how they were forcing it, basically down our throats in the beginning of the league because at the beginning of her career because they wanted her to be like this, they wanted her to be the face of the league and she wasn't at the time. Like she's still not, you know what I'm saying? And so now she's actually getting better and playing up to what they, the expectations that they have for her. But I like this season has made me a fan. Like I love her game. And the best part about Sabrina to me is she's going to talk her shit. Like I'm going to hit it from 30 feet and then you're going to hear about it. I'm going to talk my shit as I'm going back. Like that's that Kobe shit. Like I love that. Like I just love people that are so passionate about basketball and that just want to win with every fiber of their being,
Mm-hmm.
Forcing it down the throat was crazy, but you're right.
Nah, they was wilding, bro, when she first came in the league.
They were.
Man.
I have to say pause, Nick.
I'll be messing with him, man.
All right, man. Like Jason, moving it on along. You know what I mean? Like, so we're having a great finals, man. So Nick, you still got Minnesota. Jay, who you got, man, taking it?
Minnesota.
Okay, Lauren.
I'm gonna go Minnesota, but I don't feel very confident, but I'm gonna go Minnesota.
Okay, JP, man, who you ride with?
I said Minnesota. I think New York's on a mission. I think New York is going to close them out tomorrow.
That's what I feel in my heart too.
It's very powerful.
I think they're ready to put the dagger in them tomorrow.
But people also got to understand too, though, like it's a difference between both teams. Like New York, they've been in these situations before. Like they got to the team, they got to the finals last year. Stewie, Jonquel, Sabrina, Slew. Like Stewie and Slew, they're both champions. And then you look at Minnesota side. This is Fee's first finals. I mean, I think outside of like Courtney Williams, nobody else has gotten to the finals. So I mean, this is new for them.
New York's on a revenge tour, man. And that's what I see. That game last night, I think really broke Minnesota down last night, especially with that 28-foot jumper that Sabrina hit on them. Right. And that really took all the wind out of their sails when she hit that. But we'll see tomorrow. The game is played, but it goes to 5. I see New York. I can't see New York losing it at home. Not in New York. I can't see it.
If they lose the game 5 at home, boy,
it's going to be bad.
It's going to be nasty on the timeline. Oh my God. It's going to be bad. After what they did last year in 4K, nah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Dismantle the team, please. Because they're too talented. They're too talented.
Oh yeah, if they lose in 5, like our co-host JJ would say, sell the team and fire everybody.
Fact.
Moving back to the Garden, man.
Woo, New York.
Hey, but the Barclays lit though. It's cool though.
I was gonna say Barclays. I mean, the Garden needs some upgrades. I'm not gonna hold you.
Well, I don't like the Garden. I there's nothing about. I think I could take the Barclays and stuff, but I don't like the Garden because I hate the Knicks. I'm a Sixers fan, so that's personal for me.
I hear
That's
you, man. I definitely hear you.
The Knicks hate themselves too. They ain't won. Nobody has won anything basketball related in New York since the 70s.
Exactly. And thank you. I tell these Knicks fans all the time. Hey, at least I saw my championship when I was 11 years old. I saw my championship when the Sixers won. You New York Knicks fans ain't never see a damn thing in your lifetime.
Ain't seen that damn thing. Ain't seen shit.
I understand how you all can see yourselves in this elite team with the Lakers and all that. We don't won a damn thing.
Nothing.
Not nothing.
The Sixers are more of an elite team than what they. We'll get on that some other time. I know them Knicks fans are going to try to come at me. And look, we ready. We on our revenge tour this year against the Knicks. Baby, that's another topic for another day.
Oh
Listen,
yeah,
Philly got a good chance. Like if Embiid can stay healthy for the playoffs, Philly got a good chance.
Embiid already hurt. Paul George already hurt. I think Jared McCain went to the hospital or something like the other night.
Yep.
Like,
I saw that. I got that update.
Yep.
Whoa, what happened with Jared McCain?
I don't remember. I didn't see it actually happen live, but I think he got like a concussion or something like that.
Yeah, it was evaluated for a concussion.
Wow, to go to the hospital? That's not good.
No, nothing right.
They said it wasn't as bad as it could have been. They did say that. Yeah, they said it wasn't as bad as it could have been because they initially said that they thought he was going to be out for like a couple weeks. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Man. Philly already getting banged up.
I think Philly needs a minister to pray for him or something. They're cursed. The Sixers
They
are
need
cursed.
more than that, bro. They need an exorcism.
They need to just go into end.
Somebody
They need a new athletic staff. Like who is over there?
To be honest, bro,
I know.
to be honest, the Sixers like not the fans, but the fans too. Not all of them. But that's
Hey.
the way. Nah, JP, you gotta hear me, bro. The way they did AI, bro. Like y'all get whatever. Like, they get whatever they get, bro. Like I'm never gonna do that, bro.
Oh, AI. Hey, look, AI is my favorite. It's probably my favorite. Well, Doc's my favorite ever. Because Doc's the one that got me in basketball. But AI is definitely up there in my top 5 players, of all time. Definitely. And that statue they put of AI too. Come on, bro.
That was I forgot about that, boy. That was
I forgot about that
disgusting,
too.
Come on, man.
That statue is tall as a toddler.
That's so disrespectful.
That was nasty.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, rolling over to the next topic, man. As far as the NBA is concerned, man, we kicking off next week. So just based on your respective teams that you root for, what do you expect? Lauren, I know you're a Lakers fan. We'll go ahead and start with you.
I expect us to be trash. I expect us to be fighting for a play-in spot. We gave JJ a chance because of white privilege. He has less coaching experience than me. What else I got for you? Our team is not equipped to really win anything because AD has been asking for a center next to him since 2020. And they still have not done that. Our backcourt is slow. Austin Reeves can't move his feet. We're not going to be good. We'll be a play-in team because of the greatness of LeBron and AD. But we're not going to be good. They're not competing for anything. It's a waste of my time, honestly. Was that too real?
No, that's
man.
Hey, at least y'all made history in the preseason, man. Father and son on the court at the same time.
Man, yeah, I'm over that too now. Beautiful thing. Like I love it. I love black nepotism. I don't care that they got him at the 55th, whatever, 52nd, 55th. I don't know which one, but I don't care about that. Like, because honestly, outside of Patty Mills, who's really the 50-something pick and is making noise in the NBA like that. So
absolutely.
If they want to put, I love it. Like, who wouldn't try to put their son or their child in a better position?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay. I see you got a Chicago Bears hat on. Are you a Bulls fan too, or?
Yeah, man, but I can't even watch the Bulls now because Jerry Reinsdorf, old bitch ass, got a new network that can't nobody watch in Chicago.
That's crazy.
That is
That is
crazy.
absolutely.
So
In the
like
actual
it's
city? Wow.
like it's the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the White Sox. I believe that's it. But they have a whole, because he owned the Bulls and the White Sox, so that's a whole thing there. And the Blackhawks, so he started a whole network
For just those 3 sports on there?
Yeah, because the Cubs got their own network.
Got it.
And then the Bears, like a post game stuff be on the Cubs network too. So they don't, you know what I'm saying? But so now I can't even watch the Bulls preseason games. I can't watch. They don't have nothing with like YouTube TV, Xfinity, nothing. Like they can't get agreements. So if you got to get like an antenna,
You probably got a
I'm not
blackout,
doing
don't
that.
you?
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
No,
I don't really have no. I mean, I think
Shout
the
out to
Bulls.
Lonzo being back though.
Yeah, Lonzo's back, but I think he's just rebuild. We never did a real rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Like we just get a tank for Cooper, keep it moving. Jerry Reinsdorf, sell the team. It's time. Sell this shit. We don't need you there no more. It's time. But it's like the Bulls they stuck in that. We just gonna be competitive and then lose in the play-in or something. You know what I'm saying? You need to be bad.
Nobody want that Zach LaVine contract. You can't
Nobody.
rebuild.
It was dumb then. You know what I'm saying? You got Vooch. You get the Vooch contract. You know what I'm saying? You let him resign. So it's like you got to get bad before you get good again in basketball. You can't just be teetering. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting. It is Chicago, but we're not getting because of the front arm. We're not getting no free agents like that. So you got to get bad and get somebody like Cooper. Hopefully he can be like he's that dude, which I really think he is that guy. But it's like you got to get like that. So I really had no hope for the Bulls like that. I'm gonna watch when I can be able to watch the Bull because even with League Pass it's gonna be blackout, so I can't even watch it through there. So it's just I don't really have no. I'm excited for Lonzo because I wanted him here badly, and then I was excited for like 30 games. And then we know what happened after that. So I don't know. I really don't have no. I'm excited, but I'm not excited about NBA season in general. Like. I'm gonna watch because there's hoops, but sometimes the product from 99 out just be so bad. I don't even want to. I don't even want
I'm more excited for college girls basketball than
yeah,
NBA.
like this is not. You know what I'm saying? Like I got into it with somebody on Twitter, but I was like, it's not like I get the NBA is spread it out. It's gonna be harder to play defense like we grew up on. That's not what I'm mad about. It's effort. Like you don't fight through screens because all this is pick and roll and spread you out. So you don't fight through screens. Everybody got, everybody got to switch now. Like there's no fighting through screen. There's none of that. So it's just, he got past me. I don't want to foul him, or he's looking for a foul. He's not even trying to shoot the shot. And so that what just pisses me off. Like just be locked in because there's don't be no effort. But I don't really have for my Bulls.
That's wild how you live in the city, but you can't even watch the games.
That's
brother.
nasty.
Listen, the Dodgers got a network and half of LA can't watch the Dodgers. Half of California can't watch the Dodgers.
You see, capitalism.
Yeah, networks are good because for the people who making them, but sometimes the fans get, the ass end of it. Ain't that crazy? I live here. I get to United Center quick, and I can't even watch them play unless I go to the game.
Exactly.
Or go to a bar or something. So yes, I don't really have no. Nick, how you feel? I don't even know who you're a fan of. Really,
I'm a fan of basketball, man. I'm a fan of basketball. I can tell you some things I'm really excited about. One team that I'm excited about is Memphis. I think Memphis is going to have a really good year. 12 is back. Ja Morant's back. I like what I've seen from Zach Edey in the preseason. I don't know how much rotation time he's going to get, but he's been really good. And then I'm excited for like the other younger players as well, like Gigi Jackson. I think he's going to make his return like in December or something like that. Something like that. I got to go back and look, but Memphis is going to be up there. I think they're going to come into this season with a chip on the shoulder, especially after missing the playoffs last year, and then they were the second seed before that. So they're going to be really exciting to watch. I'll be real. I like Dallas this year. I like Dallas a lot. I think I'm not going to pick them to come out of the West again, but I think they have a really good chance of making out of the West once again. I mean, I think even though Clay isn't the same Clay as what he once was in Golden State, I still think that he can make some type of impact as well. Then you bring back guys like PJ Washington, You still got Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and then of course, to wrap it up, Luka and Kyrie. I mean, of course, those two as a duo and what they were able to do. I'm excited about that. I initially was excited about Phoenix because I thought Tyus Jones was a really good acquisition. But the team is just so bad defensively. So I don't know exactly, I don't know. I think they need to go grab somebody who is a defensive force, somebody who can add defensive identity. I mean, we already know how great of a scoring power that they are with KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. But if they're not going to defend, I can't really see them like really making much noise in the West. And then probably another team that I'm really excited about. I'm really interested to see what the Knicks are going to do with Cat. I really am. I mean, obviously they played in preseason. I mean, obviously Brunson has been really good. Cats has some good moments. So it's pretty much all about putting all the pieces together, and then of course making things happen. But overall, I'm excited about this season, man. I know that I think I'll be right. To me, I think it's kind of wide open this year. I don't know if many other people feel that way. Like I don't know if there's like a definite like favorite.
I like OKC. I'm not gonna lie. They got better, bro.
That's Will's team. Will excited.
Yeah, Hartenstein, Caruso.
They got better.
They got better.
Guys out like I think 3 to 6 weeks though.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's all right.
Did he get hurt in the
preseason
game?
Yeah.
He must
He got hurt. I guess they hurt his hand or something, or his arm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna be tough. Like they can shoot, they can defend. Like OKC's gonna be good. And I think now, so the reason why I wasn't hiring them last year was because of just the lack of experience. Now they've been there, done that, pretty much put their core back. So I think that extra year is gonna help them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Caruso too. Don't forget Caruso. That's
what I said. Another perimeter defender, another guy that can knock down the three. I was pissed when the Lakers got rid of or let him walk.
That was insane by y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna say this too. I think SGA got snubbed of MVP last year.
He did.
I agree.
He did.
I agree.
Definitely.
But people don't like his game because they think it's not flashy enough. I guess. Like,
wait, who the MVP last year?
Jokic.
He did.
The one thing I hate is the casual basketball fan. That's the one thing that I hate. People that don't know the damn game. Just like you said just now. Oh, he's not. Who gives a damn about flashiness? Just give me results.
Right.
I don't care about flashes. I don't care about dunks. I don't care who dunked on who. You lose by 30 points. And all you talk about is, oh, look at the dunk so and so. They lose by 30 points.
Right.
What difference does it make? They get blown. They get their asses handed to them.
Right.
I mean,
SGA give you fucking however you want it.
I agree.
And then he go on IG and be throwing their ass on IG after he do it. I be like, man, I love this young man. I love watching him.
Bro, mid second quarter, he be thinking of what caption he gonna put up on Instagram.
Say what now?
But
I said SGA be thinking of what caption he gonna put up while he's flying in the second quarter.
He do. He be worried too, man. I'm like, God damn, all right.
Bro, I guess for me, of course, my Sixers. I think if we could be healthy this year, everybody could gel together, I think they win the championship. I really do. But it all depends on one, Joel, Hans, and B. I don't care about the regular season. I don't care. Look, this is what I say. Give me 50 to 55 games this year and a healthy Joel Embiid for the playoffs. I'm good. I would love it. And Maxi's going to be, let me tell you something. Maxi's on his way to be the top 10 player in this NBA, and he might show it this year. Paul George, all we need to do, third options as far as scoring, can be. This is what I want. Maxey, I think, should take the reins of the team and be the go-to player. Give me 28 points a game. Joel, we know you could cook. We've seen you cook your whole career. But it's time to fall back. Give me 24, 25 a night.
You think Max can average 28?
Yeah, I think so. He averaged 25 last year. Yeah, I think he stepped up about 20, 27, 28. Definitely.
I mean,
Paul
that's
George,
big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm big on Maxey, man. I'm real big on Max. Plus, he got big.
Max. He got
muscle mass he added to him too. He got big. Paul
Yo,
George.
what school did Max go to again?
We know what
Here
school
we
he
go.
went to.
Here we go.
Kentucky with John Calipari. Let's not understand who developed him, Calipari. Yeah. We'll see what y'all going to do now.
He took
Before.
a huge leap last year for sure.
But I like Paul George too. Paul George, give me 20 points, 21 points a game. Give me that. And we got depth now. Andre Drummond. I think McCain should be in the rotation. Kelly Oubre, good role player. I really like this team. I really like their chances of winning the championship if they're healthy, but they have to stay healthy. And of course, yes, we're starting early. We're starting early. The other team I'm looking out for is the San Antonio Spurs. Will knows that. Because I'm looking at
Man, y'all, man, please pass the mic.
Wemby fan. And I'm starting with Wemby. I want to see what Steven Castle does. Chris Paul is there.
You know what they're going to do? Nothing.
They're going to be fun but trash.
They're going to be like the teams you was just talking about. They're going to have highlights with Wemby dunking from the fucking free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to be trash.
Down 30.
They're probably going to be the last team in the West.
I think Wemby, God, talent-wise, he might be the most. This is some shit for me to say. He might be the most talented big man I've ever seen. I didn't say he was the best.
I mean, he honestly could go down as one of the most talented, without question. Like he's unguardable.
Want me to be honest with you? I think Wemby, when it's all said and done, if he plays it right and he keeps improving his game, I think Wemby could be the best player ever.
Pass the mic. No, he could be. No, definitely he could be.
Potentially.
I mean, if he puts it all together and stays healthy, my thing is health. Like, how healthy is he going to be able to stay? Is he going to have longevity?
Yeah.
People that are that tall, 7'4", their longevity. But he's very flexible. Like, he stretches and like
that's what I'm saying.
Yoga and all that kind of stuff. So maybe
I think he's going to be fine because they said they work with him 2 hours on his feet and everything. He has a great trainer that works on his feet, and all that stuff. And remember, Kareem was really like 7'3", 7'4" too, and he played 20 years. He's very flexible too. I'm not worried about Wemby's health as much as I'm worried about Joel Embiid's health because
no, y'all not worried about his health.
If he stops flopping, maybe he won't get hurt so damn much. He got to stop flopping.
You know what the problem with Joel Embiid is? I hear you. He does flop. But you know what the problem with Joel Embiid is, though? I need him to stop acting like he's a swing man. I need him to start the offense at the top of the key and you're going to the basket like you're a small forward or a shooting guard. Dude, you're 7'1", 7'2", you weigh over 300 pounds. I need you to play down in the post. I don't have a problem with you shooting a three-pointer on the perimeter, but you play down in the post where you can destroy everybody because nobody can stop you. And that's where a lot of his injuries are coming from because he thinks he's a damn guard a lot of times and he wants to drive to the basket. A man that size with that weight can't do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my biggest problem with Joel Embiid.
But you know, all the NBA players want to be guards now. All the bigs want to be guards. So.
They can't. A big man has to be a big man. And you know why? You know what it is? Because the NBA, the game nowadays is more outside in, whereas you look at up until about 2004 or so, it's been more, it used to be inside out. Now it's outside in over the last 15 years. And it's here to stay, I think, because Steph Curry, everybody thinks there's Steph Curry when there's only one Steph Curry.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So that's part of the problem too. But I'm looking forward to the NBA season. I like the NBA product. I mean, to me, it's better than it was. Like, I'll tell anybody. 90s had some good players and great teams, but them 78, 74 games, they weren't doing it for me.
No, I mean this is probably the most talented offensively we've seen in the NBA.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Absolutely, because the athleticism is better as time evolves. You know?
Yeah.
Like the same dunk that people were like going nuts about when Mike would jump from one side of the rim and reverse dunk it to the other side. Like people are doing that. That's a simple dunk now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like an easy dunk now.
Yep.
But also, JP, I mean, you talk about like the final scores being like 78-74. I mean, you got to think like they were playing defense. Like,
yeah,
they were.
They were.
They were
hand checking, everything. Oh yeah,
the score was hand checking. Man,
but I just
bring that back, please.
Like Charles Barkley body slammed somebody, and they literally gave him just a common foul. I was like, what? Like nowadays, yeah, like I like the physicality like that, but I get it. The NBA has to protect their product now because they're paying these guys so much money. You know?
Yeah. And you could blame that on the malice of the palace. When that went down, that changed the whole dynamics of the NBA. When that went down,
watching that shit live was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, this is really happening right now.
That shit was crazy.
It was a Friday night game. I would never forget that. Like, this was happening. They are really scrubbed. They were really fighting on the court. I would never forget that.
He's a league forever.
Yeah.
Man. But this has been phenomenal, man. I feel like I was chilling at the cookout with family.
Yeah, man. Y'all got definitely come up. Y'all invited. Yeah, y'all get a cookout invite anytime. All y'all cookout invite anytime. Y'all invited all the time. You don't even need a pass or anything. Y'all just come on in.
We appreciate that.
But Jay, I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm a big Chicago Bears fan too, bro. And I'm liking the way we moving, man. We 4-2. I'm liking the way we moving.
Yes, sir.
4-3 this weekend.
We got a bye week. So.
Oh, next weekend.
Hey, the Bears defense gonna bust that ass. The Bears defense is gonna bust that ass. Okay, I'm saying that now.
I'm talking shit. We'll probably lose. I'm just like
Caleb Williams. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I like that a lot.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you though. I got to see Jaden Daniels until Caleb Williams came on the last 2 weeks. I was like, did we make a mistake? I was like,
no, I was never worried about nothing like that.
But I'm good with Caleb though.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
If you watch with your eyes, you know what Caleb was doing. That's what they doing. They gave him free range. He making plays. He changing plays a lot. Line of scrimmage. He doing balls. Like I can't believe he's just doing balls. He's throwing balls. We're done. In the show, we're doing. We're
talking about sports, man.
You know what I'm saying? He has like elite placement with the ball. How about there we go? Elite placement already 6 games in. I'm like, and this is amazing. What Jaden's doing. The media gonna support each other, and I mean that's what they're gonna do regardless. So it's like, but I like both, but I'm okay with who we got.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm finally excited to be a Chicago Bears fan again because, man, I was about to give up on them until they started making some splash moves here.
Yeah,
and I'm liking the direction we're going into. I like the direction.
I'm not gonna lie, I just hopped back on the bandwagon once I saw Jaden. I haven't watched a Commanders game in probably 3 years. Like I've been standing with Cap. We was so bad. I was standing with Cap, man. It was like once Cap started kneeling, I said, you know what? It's a good time for me to exit out of the NFL. My team is so bad that I don't even want to watch. Like I wasn't watching any football. Like not just them. Like I was so disgusted with them that I literally was like, bro, you know what? I'm standing with my boy. I'm not watching this.
No, y'all had a bad like.
Bro, they've been trash since I've been born. Like,
yeah, as a Bears fan, we had a bad time, but as a Commanders fan, and you know, everybody know about the other name. Y'all this shit.
Hey, the last time they won, it was 92. I was 2 years old.
Damn, 92. I was like 20, 21 at the time. I remember the Commanders back then.
Yeah, when it was at RFK. It was at RFK
with that damn band they had there.
Yep. And so we've been like literally, I'm not even exaggerating. For a majority of my life, they have been absolute ass. Like it started to affect my life. Like I would go to work on Monday mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, listen, I'm not on the payroll. Like, I don't need to be this upset
Yo,
about it.
football do that to you. Football, your favorite team lose, man.
How do you think I feel? Florida State 1-5.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Big
Doing-
money five.
I
Yes.
didn't bring them up for a reason, brother. Out of respect.
Sure.
Okay, I didn't know that now. I didn't know
hey,
that.
Nick, hey, Nick, it's time for the coach to go.
I don't know. It's tough because we just won the ACC title last year, and then this year has just been a disaster.
Are y'all injured or y'all just not good?
Well, now we
You're
are.
trash.
We lost. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's that too. But I mean, we lost our quarterback. Well, I mean, I'm not really mad that we lost the quarterback. He sucks. DJU.
Yeah, he's
Then
terrible.
DJ Lundy, he's out. He's out for the rest of the year too. So I thought we were going to get a bowl game, but we're not getting no bowl game. It's
Y'all gonna get a bowl of Cheerios.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Does Dion come over from Colorado and
I was
become?
going to ask that.
Everybody's been saying that.
I
wouldn't be mad at that honestly, but I'll be real. I'm a fan of Norvell. I really am a fan of Norvell. Like I feel like, I mean, yes, I do believe that a lot of this season has been on him, but it's also like I feel like our talent is not as good as what it was last year. I'll be real. Last year, last year, Jordan Travis is like a Heisman candidate. You know what I mean? And then, of course, him. That's the thing. Yeah, him getting hurt definitely changed everything. I mean, like I said, you know, we were able to win the ACC title, but it was just things have just gone downhill since that Georgia game last year. Like it's just nasty. Like I kind of gave us a pass whenever we lost to Georgia Tech in week 1, but then after that, losing to Boston College and then Memphis and stuff, it's like nah.
Now one more question. Shador and Travis Hunter, are they juniors or seniors?
Seniors.
Are they seniors?
They both.
They might be juniors. They might be juniors, but they leave regardless.
I was going to say, y'all get Dion in next year and bring them in for 1 year.
No, they going to leave.
They're going to the league, bro.
Yeah,
Out of there.
Although Travis did say they give him $40 million, he might consider coming back to college for a year.
I mean, I would too.
They're not getting no damn $40 million, man.
That's what he said. I'm telling you what he said on one of the podcasts.
I mean, yeah, I believe it, but like I just don't see the donors putting up 40 in for one player. You could field a whole roster on $40 million.
Shit, if I had $40-50 million, I give him I'll give you 50 to stay here 1 more year. Use your eligibility up. He's a lifetime player.
I'd rather have $50 million. But man, this has been a phenomenal show, man. Definitely gonna have to coordinate to bring y'all back soon. Appreciate y'all time. We're gonna open up the floor for y'all to plug the Best Damn W show and whatever else you got going on.
Sorry, it's a little feedback I couldn't hear. Thank you guys for letting us come on. I am on 2 podcasts. The first one is with my 2 illustrious co-hosts that are also on here with Jay and Nick, called the Best Damn W Show. We are all on all streaming platforms, so follow, subscribe, like all of that good stuff. And I'm also on a network, but the show is called the 9450. We also talk women's basketball and just women's sports in general. So tap in to both of those. And yeah, thanks for having us again.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. What you said.
Absolutely.
Shout out your Bears podcast.
Oh yeah, man, I got a Bears podcast. What's the name of that? What's the name of that? Bears. I forgot the name of it. I really did. That is my bad. I can't even plug it right now. That's my fault. Go ahead.
Find Jay on Twitter. You'll find us.
Yeah, just find him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Just follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Nick Andre TR. You'll see everything. It's kind of hard to plug everything.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got 17 podcasts.
My God.
Yeah, we will be here till Saturday if Nick named everything he got going on.
That's good, though. That's good. He working, the hardest working man in sports entertainment. Definitely.
Yeah, James Brown.
JP, go ahead,
I know you said you Haitian, but you must got a little Jamaican in there too.
I'll be real. My grandma on my mom's side is Jamaican. So.
See?
There it
To the
is.
bloodline. See that?
So it
Oh,
might
man.
make sense.
Yeah. Great show tonight. Of course, shout out to my co-host Will, man. Definitely, bro, making everything possible for us. JJ, wherever you at, you probably out there skating, doing backspins, whatever the hell you doing. Shout outs to you. And I'm telling you, your damn USC still ain't shit. So I want you to know that as well. You had to get my shots in this week on the Will. Shout outs to your Low, Georgia Knowledge, Jay, Bears Forever, Nick, man. You know you always on here. The best W damn show ever.
Yes, the
Definitely,
NW show, yes, sir.
definitely got to listen to y'all, man. Support, man. And so thank you all for coming on. Of course, our regulars that always listen in. My boy Tony. I know he's going to be tuned in. My boy Joe at the job. He's always tuned in with us, man. Thank you all to our listeners and everything. And hey, everybody have themselves a great weekend, man.
Absolutely. Man, shout out to my
Yeah, I
co-hosts, of
appreciate
course,
y'all.
both of them. You know, JP and JJ. Shout out to our phenomenal guests. It's been dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even realize the type of time we was on because it was just enjoyable. So shout out to y'all, and also, you know, thank y'all for the continued grind. It's inspiring, keeps us going. You know what I'm saying? And also, man, just shout out to where we are in sports. That special time of year, football's on, basketball, you know, WNBA Finals, the NBA season is next week. You know, college basketball is around the corner. It's a great time to be a sports fan, man. So definitely a time of year. On behalf of me, JP, our third co-host JJ, and our guest, the best crew, ladies and gents, we say